this is Chris, aka Big Chill, out here running some service calls today. I'm going to be looking at a Geothermal. Customer called, said that their thermostat turned red, had an error code on it. So we're going to go take a look at the thermostat, see what error code they got on it, start hooking up some tools, we'll see what's going on. Alright, now that we took a look at the thermostat, I'm going to go ahead and hook up my Aire tool made by Water Furnace. Just going to plug right into this port here. It's going to light up my screen here, showing me exactly what needs to be done, or if there's any error codes on it, resetting anything. I can actually override the thermostat with this thing too. So we'll go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. Alright, so here at the top, I don't know if you guys can see that. The screen's kind of hard to look at through the camera. It says we got an E19 critical communication error. So we're going to go ahead and dig into that. Alright, looking in the history, looks like they've had 5 of these critical communication errors. Next, we're going to go ahead and open up this bottom door, get to the control panel. Alright, we're into the controls now. Got the same diagnostic blinking light down here showing that same error code. When I pull up the configuration on this, it's showing that it does not sense a thermostat on here. So that's where I'm going to start off at, making sure I'm getting voltage to my thermostat. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and check the voltage for this thermostat. So I'm going to go ahead and check common to R. And I've got 28.8 volts on my meter here. So the thermostat's getting power, it's just not communicating. So it could be something internal with the thermostat. I'm going to go ahead and reset power to the thermostat. See if anything clears it up that way. Maybe it's just something in the firmware. Alright, I took a look at the thermostat. All the wire connections are good. This thermostat is a communicating stat, but also can be controlled with 24 volts. Right now it is hooked up in a communicating configuration. So I think to test this thing out, what I'm going to go ahead and do is unwire the communication part of it and wire it up to the traditional 24 volts over here. And I'll do the same on the thermostat, test it out, see if it runs. If it runs, could be something internal wrong with that communications on the thermostat or on this board. If not, I'll go ahead and try to change the thermostat out with another 24 volt controlled thermostat, and we'll go from there. Alright, before I get going, I am going to kill the breakers. So, not working on anything hot. So that should have killed those 3 breakers. And you can see I got no more lights down here on my board. So I'm going to go ahead and switch around these wires, and then we're going to get it to test out. Alright, now that I got the thermostat wire changed upstairs, I'll go ahead and pull these off, and I'll reconnect them right down here to this board. Doesn't look like we have a W2, so I'll go disconnect that up top. Pull that one back away for now. Okay, all of them are in there good. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn it back on now, and we'll see if this thing will start to work. Alright, I got the thermostat calling. This unit has a timer for waiting for 3 minutes. So far everything's looking promising. No error codes for communication error. Since I made the thermostat non-communicating, that makes sense. So we'll wait the 3 minutes. Once the timer's done, we'll see what happens. All right, we got about 5 seconds left on our timer here. Once it's out of that, you should hear a couple of clicks, hear a little bit clicking, and hopefully it'll come on. Still no error codes. Oh, what a beautiful noise. What a beautiful noise. It is running. So I'm going to go through my Aide tool here, look at everything. On this particular model unit, I can look at the amp draws, I can look at the water pressures, I can look at the refrigerant pressures, all on this Aide tool. So, and it has to do with what features came with this water furnace. So I'm going to go ahead and go through there, check everything out, make sure the water pressure is good since it is a closed loop system. Make sure that the amp draws on everything's good. I'll probably go ahead and test the emergency heat while I'm here, just because we're fixing to get into some colder months. But so far it looks like that's the issue. What I can tell you is probably the underlying issue with communication errors on this, and I'll kind of get it closer up here and show you. The type of thermostat wire that they used is just regular 18 gauge thermostat wire. And typically on communicating equipment, they want you to run a shielded thermostat wire. And the reason for it is when you run it next to high voltage wires like this right here, sometimes you get a little bit of electrical interference with those communication wires. So, and you can see that one hugs that wire, it even goes up the wall here, hugs it. So that's most likely the underlying issue with it. It could also be something inside the thermostat itself, but this was the easy way to fix it and at least test that. I'll give the customer the option if they want to replace that thermostat, they could. If it was me, I'd recommend just leaving it in a non-communicating manner. It does the exact same thing. Still a 2-stage compressor, still stages out everything, still brings on the different blower speeds. So I'm not a real big fan of communicating thermostats for that reason with the electrical interference. So I'll check everything else out and I'll let you guys know before I leave if I find anything else. Alright guys, that is it. Checked everything out. Everything looks great. Refrigerant pressures, amp draws, blower motor, drain pan looks good, blower looks good. Everything looks good with this unit. Pump was working great. That was the issue with it. If you guys have any questions on why I did anything a certain way, or if you would have done something different, leave a comment below. If you liked the video, if you would just give it that thumbs up. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe with notifications. We'll see you guys next time.